Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's talk storage. So of course the massive benefit of the Multivan, or indeed the Cali Beach, the official VW Cali Beach, is that it's an infinitely flexible space. So there's huge amounts of room. It's basically just a box on wheels, which you fill with as much chairs or stuff as you wish. But of course the downside of that is if there are things you want to carry around all the time, where on earth do you put them? Of course there's the boot, and we'll cover the boot in a separate episode. But for today, I want to talk about this big old space here. So there's a nice window reveal here, and it is very deep. Comes all the way down that far on my hand. And there's product that fits in here, and these are window storage bags. So let's head in the house and back in time to see what it looked like when that parcel arrived. So let's go. All right, here we go. This is what you're supposed to do on YouTube, isn't it? An unboxing video? Yeah, I'm sure it can't be that exciting. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to cut this open left-handed. That's probably the most exciting thing. Oh, and by the way, this is quite a cool knife. This is, I think, known as a maker knife, and it's a sort of Kickstarter thing. If I can find them in production, I'll put a link below. But it's pretty handy, and hopefully it will help me not to cut too far in, especially as I'm cutting with my left hand. Why I'm not filming with my left hand and cutting with my right hand, I don't know. Yeah, I am right-handed. Anyway, let's hope it hasn't gone too far through. And there we are. Some very exciting pack bags, and these should fit in the rear window spaces of the van. They're handed, so there's one for the left, one for the right, and they only fit short wheelbases. So just something to be aware of there. Let's head out to the van. Okay, here we go. One bag in its wrapping. Let's get that off. Now hopefully this thing has a handle here, so I can carry it around. It's quite nice. It's got these protector blocks on. And the Velcro, I guess, covered. I don't think that needs to go anywhere. It's going up there. That's smooth though, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe that's to fit the California beach where the blinds are different. So let's pop those off. And in theory, it's just simply slip it behind the clips and press it in. Let's see. So, slip. Wind up the blind puller. And press. Okay, I think that's it. A bit high at this end. Must be a very slightly different shape, I think. Okay, there we go. One pack bags. Now just to do the other side. And then as if by magic, dum da dum da dum. There we go. There's the other set. Oh, I've still got the labels on them. That sits in nicely. Clips in the window nearly all the way around. There's a tiny bit of a gap at the top. I might give that a bit of a push in a minute, see if I can level it in better. So these things undo like so. Just a mark in the back of that one. And you've got all that storage space at the top. And on the bottom as well, and that's a firm base in there. Good. Alright, that looks great. Let's go and have a look from the outside. Well, You can't see anything from the outside other than my reflection, because it effectively looks like a blackout, apart from just in this corner here, where you can see the embroidered Van Essa logo. And the caravan getting aired, as it's nice and dry and sunny but a bit chilly today. The brands are of course available. The reason I liked these in particular was the colour and the highlight of the thing and the way they mixed the design up. So although this is practically the same colour as that, I think it was closer when they were brand new. But anyway, this tones in with that, and then of course down at this exact level, look, very clever. So as soon as that switches to dark plastic, I can't get my words out. Once that goes to dark plastic, this changes colour as well, so it's all nicely lined up. And I love the way they've picked out that colour with the darker zips and the ring pulls and so on. It just makes it look a bit more interesting, doesn't it? And classy. Some of the other ones looked a bit plasticky, which is what made me go for these. Alright, so you've seen what the bags look like, how they fit. Let's talk pros and cons now that we've been travelling around with them for a while. And a few bits of advice as well. I'll get to the advice I think at the end. So for me, the huge downside, I think there's probably only one, is, as always, with anything labelled VW and van, has a massive price tag associated with it. So these things were £310, I think, for the pair, which effectively for a pair of bags, for a pair of suitcases, that is a lot of money in anybody's book. They are made by Valde. How do you say that? I don't know. Valde, one of those. So they are very well made, and you know the stitching's great, nothing's broken on it, and it's all stayed together perfectly well for us. There was just a bird flying across the windscreen. Excuse me, being distracted while trying to talk to you. Squirrel. So they are very well made, and these ones in particular, I'm pointing at it, let's show you. So these ones in particular, you can see it's now stuffed and has been for a while. I particularly like the colour because it goes very nicely indeed with the colour of the van, so it matches in with the headlining. Look, you can see one of the overriding reasons here for me choosing a multivan, and that's this thing. Airbags for the backseat passengers. Yep, that's what drove so much of this decision. Anyway, so the colour's very nice. Oh, I should show you what we've got. You know, it's nice, a bit messy. You can see they're bulging a bit. So there you are, there's all the window covers, the curtains. I carry around a full set of 4 blankets permanently. There's the towels are back in there. They've all been cleaned and just stored back in here in case we ever need them. Saves loading it every time. Can't do that with one hand. Don't want to strain the zip. Hold it together, pull it along. I'll come back later when I'm not trying to hold the camera. Rather than sunglasses, there's a very nice torch actually. I'll link to those below. These are USB and hold their charge very nicely, and you can use them either as a lantern or as a spotlight, so that is great. Key clip down there, and then you've already seen across at the back. Can I maneuver you without making you dizzy? Yes, the mobile phone pouch down there. So blankets and curtains in the top, more blankets I think in the bottom. Oh, we've still got the clean sheets in there as well for the bed. And what's that? Oh, and I carry around these ponchos, which are great for sort of emergency rainstorms when you're not expecting them. So, what was I trying to say? On the downside is, of course, the enormous price that comes with the joint labels of Valde for the suitcase manufacturer, and anything to do with VW always has a massive price associated with it. On the plus side, they are very well made. I like the colours, I like the designs. I haven't had any problems at all with how they're constructed. In terms of how we've used them, we haven't used the handles that are on the top. Can I show you the handles while they're in there? So they've got handles in the top here, and I think the designers thought you'd carry it in your house, load up with your clothes and then carry it back to your van, but that's not actually what we've done. Ours have just lived in here permanently, and you can see how they slot in next to the 3-seater bench. That reminds me, make sure if you are buying some of these, you buy the correct handed ones, so they're shaped left and right to fit in the window reveal, because though it looks like a rectangle, it's not. It's ever so slightly shaped, so make sure you get that bit right. And the set for the 3-seater bench that comes as standard in the Multivan, or certainly the exec version, I think it's an option on the Cali Beach. So the set that matches with the 3-seater bench is different from the set that matches with the 2-seater bench that I think is the standard in the beach. So be careful that you're ordering the right thing. Now, the other thing that I've done with ours, because we're effectively using them as a permanent storage solution, is I was a little bit worried that if I was leaving them there all the time, the fabric that's on the back of the bag itself was going to get a little bit UV damaged. These windows are tinted anyway, but I didn't think they were that well enough tinted. So behind each of the bags, I've slipped in a very simple bit of this plastic Correx board, just a couple of millimeters thick. And you can't see that from outside because of the tinting, even though it's slightly bent and stripy, this particular one. So that just slips up into the window, and then the bag sits on top of it. So I don't know if it needs it, but it just keeps the back protected from UV. The other mistake I made, well, yeah, it's me, it's not we, it's I. So the other mistake I made that I should share with you is that, you know how you get click, click, send happy when you first get something. So these bags arrived pretty soon after the bus arrived, because I knew we needed some more tidy storage to keep things nice and neat and tidy as we were moving around the place. But actually over the next year or 18 months or so, while we checked out different seating combinations, we actually found that we preferred it with one of our children sat on the back bench here, so they had the whole of the rear seat available, and the other one sat on this luxury armchair in the middle row. So, you know, they got the full benefit of luxury in a smaller space, whereas the other one got a bigger space but less armrests and so on. And then we've got this massive space just in front of me here, between the back row and the front row. So the same sort of space you get in a full camper van. So that configuration means no bag over here, because obviously the person sat in this seat likes to see out, don't they? So if you're in the same position as us, then I'd recommend holding off if you can until you've worked out which seating setup works best for you. And then you can consider storage bags for the windows. It might save you 155 quid. There we go. So hope the video was helpful. If it was, tell me in the comments below, press the thumb up, all that sort of normal stuff. And thanks for tuning in, thanks for your support, and I'll catch you in the next one. So bye for now, see ya.